Hello, weary traveler. I'm not sure what strange magic must have brought you here, but you have stepped into a realm of my creation. A sprawling city filled with danger and glory, and most importantly, lots of gold. I call it Isla Numus. Who am I, you might ask? The name is Jajim, and I'm the patron deity of gambling. Long story short, this group of idiots, or as you may call them, heroes, made a bet with me that they had what it took to make a vast trove of gold, but left some of the key details blank, so I filled them in myself. I sent them to this pocket dimension, into the city I had created with brand new bodies they'd have to attune to. Can these fools pass my test, or will they be trapped here forever? So, experience my world of trials and tribulations, and join alongside this posse of pitiful people, or as I like to call them, the Criminals of Isla Numus.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Session Zero Heroes presents Criminals of Isla Numus. I don't know why I keep saying that. I just need to say Criminals of Isla Numus. That way you know what you're listening to, even though you probably already do. Anyways, with me today, we've got Dave playing Maki. We've got Fatty Lumpkins playing Keto. We got Quinn over in the corner playing the corner. Just kidding. Lil Sauce. There he is. Represent. On the other side of the table, we got Jackson. He's playing Dez. And Cameron, who's playing Rorick. And we're going to jump right back into things because I'm pretty stoked to see what you guys are going to do to mess with this court trial. So here we go. Welcome back. So when we last left off, you guys were on your second to last day of just messing with this court trial for Lil Sauce, trying to mess with all kinds of the various evidence, witnesses, and details to hopefully get an unfair trial for your individual that will hopefully, by unfair, I mean swing in your favor. So you guys found out some details last time. You found out some things that the prosecution is planning to use, and you are planning on following those up. Rorick, you are planning on messing with the horses that allegedly are going to be part of the witness stand. Dez is planning on probably setting fire to, it seems to be his focus, to wherever the cart is being held that was found at Lil Sauce's house and is a primary piece of evidence. We've got Maki, we've got Keto, and then we got Lil Sauce are all banding together to go to the morgue and see what trouble they can cause to the alleged dead witnesses that may make an appearance on the witness stand. So from there, we will start with the crazy undead side of things at the morgue. So you guys know where the morgue is located at. The state has a morgue. It is guarded, though, of course, by both guards and especially because situations like this where there's a court trial coming up and they're a necessary piece, which is pretty often, actually, in a world full of magic. Also, the staff inside that work with these bodies. I'm going to keep things kind of general, not like super detailed with like, how are you guys sneaking in? But just like, what is your guys' approach in this situation? How are you guys going to get inside it? We'll start with getting inside the morgue.
Well, they're posing as my lawyers, obviously, which they are my lawyers. They want to see the evidence. They should have a right to go see the evidence.
Okay.
And as they do that, I'm going to sneak in somehow and...
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, okay. We'll start from... Well, I'm just saying, let's go...
Isn't that kind of a slippery slope, though? Because if we claim to be the lawyers...
No, you are my lawyers.
Well, as we are the lawyers, going to see the witnesses, them being the dead corpses, and then they're healthy before we see them, we go see them, and then after we see them, they seem to have lost their heads. Do we not fall under suspicion at that point?
Dez has a point to make, and he writes down the fine print of the Speak with Dead spell. And in the fine print of Speak with Dead, it said that it cannot be used within 10 days after using it the first time.
Ooh.
So,
do any of you have Speak with Dead?
If anyone has Speak with Dead, do it now, then it can't be used again for another 10 days.
Well, would they just push the trial back?
They might, but it would give you more time to do more crime.
Do the crime, get more time.
All right, so I got fog cloud.
That's what I like to say.
I got fog clouds.
It's not Speak with Undead.
I got spider climb.
Nope, that's not Speak with Undead either.
And I got a lunge reduced. I'm not talking about
Ooh,
that.
that's also not speak with it. Okay, yeah, no, sorry.
So,
What area is this morgue in?
That's a good question.
Are there like multiple morgues in this? I mean, it's a big city, so
Sure.
there's probably multiple morgues.
So here's the way it works. So any hospital, like full-on hospital, will have a morgue underneath of it. In this situation, there is the hospital that is at or nearest the like town hall and the courthouse and everything like that. And that is where the city has a contract with them to store bodies specifically for this purpose. So they essentially have two morgues at this hospital. One is for bodies used in court trials or for any investigative purposes or whatever the case. And then the other one is used for like their typical hospital purposes.
so I can hit someone with enlarge and reduce.
I do hope you use that at some point. That would be
I
very
do
interesting.
plan on it here.
Good.
Want to make someone really tiny
Oh,
and carry them in my pocket.
okay.
Or actually, can I do it to myself?
I think so, yes.
Okay, I wasn't sure. I'm going to do it to myself. I'll hop in a pocket, and then when I'm in there and they're inspecting the bodies, they can just distract, because I'm assuming it'll be one doctor in there, or one person in there. They
Okay.
can just distract them. I can hop in the mouth and cut the tongue out.
I was really nervous that you were talking about the Ant-Man in Thanos' butthole idea. And I was getting really nervous. But again, I feel like that would come right back to who was it? Who's saying they were concerned about the idea?
Well, they're
like,
not gonna know I'm even in there. And if I cut it out, or if I just cut it and hop out, and it's still cut, it's not gonna reattach.
Okay.
And we have to do that with how
I
many
just
people?
want to clarify, because I did say this previously, and I think it's only fair that I re-mention it again, because Jackson literally rolled for it, and that is, it said the corpse must still have a mouth and cannot be undead.
You would have to take its whole jaw.
Yeah, I was gonna say the tongue doesn't matter, which is why I went, hey guys, none in Skylight, and this is me talking without moving my tongue. Like, you can still kind of
I don't
understand.
think you cannot talk without a tongue.
You did just move your tongue.
You cannot talk without a tongue.
So this morgue is in a hospital.
It's under a hospital,
Under a
yes.
hospital. I'm thinking that we don't want to just go say that we're here to see the bodies.
Yeah, I think it's got to be more covert.
We pose as orderlies. Somebody poses as a body.
Dez writes on his slate, it says, convince morgue guy to use spell.
He wouldn't know the fine print.
Well, you would think maybe the mortician might know the speak with dead spell,
But he wouldn't know the fine print.
and you could convince him. You could be like, we're cross-referencing witnesses, because that's a thing you do in law, right?
I would just like them not to be able, because I don't want them to push a trial back.
We'll claim mistrial.
I think one of us pretends to be dead.
I'm intrigued.
Him. Lil Sauce.
Does anybody have a deep sleep spell?
Oh, dude, there is a spell like that.
Why are we doing this? It's feign death.
Yes.
Why are we doing this whole rigmarole when we could just fake Lil Sauce's death and be done with it?
That's actually a great idea.
I mean, they're going to want to either bury or burn the body pretty quick.
That is when we make a replica scarecrow, and that's what they burn. And then it becomes a
I feel like-
festival.
And again, I had to think about the trial itself and like how that would work from the point of view of magic as a normal thing in this world. I feel like with a spell commonly used, Feign of Death, people check. Like, if Romeo and Juliet was like a thing that every teenage couple was doing across like all of the whatever time period that happens in, I think people would be like, hey guys, let's just drip a little bit of the antidote in them. I mean, why not? Just to see what happens, just to make sure.
At least step one, sneak into the hospital. Or just go into the hospital. Step two,
Light the room on fire.
find some hospital uniforms.
Scrubs.
Yeah, we could be janitors, yeah. Step three, wait for the morgue people to go to lunch. Question mark.
Do they eat? Question mark.
Step four, profit. Now we sneak in there, unseen like, and take care of the bodies.
Yeah, I don't see any reason to overcomplicate this. Just wait for our opening and then take it. And if there's no opening,
at this point,
make
what do
it.
we got to lose? Let's just go.
All right. So yeah, you go into the hospital. There's like a front desk reception area. There's a man there, and he says, "Hello there. How can I help you? Are you guys experiencing any sort of sickness or injury?"
Yes, my hand.
Oh no. What's wrong with your hand, sir?
He got bit by a horse.
Oh no, that's been happening a lot lately. Yes, of course. If you would like to fill out, he hands you a clipboard with a form on it. He's like, if you would like to fill out this form, please, about your insurance, and then I will get a doctor to head down here, shortly.
Okay, but you might not be able to read it very well because it
Oh my
bit my
gosh.
writing hand.
Do you need me to write this for you?
No, I could do it.
Okay. If you're sure, that's what I'm here for. I'm here to help.
I take the form and go somewhere to fill it out.
Yeah, you go sit in a corner to go fill it out. All right.
With your non-dominant hand.
You're just using your mouth to hold the pencil.
Where is your restroom?
Yes, right around the corner here, sir.
Okay.
Please make sure to wash your hands. There's a lot of sickness going around lately.
Horse blue.
And you go to the restroom?
Go around the corner and just walk past the restroom. Just
okay.
looking for a storage bin or a linens
I
closet.
can go with
or
it. Oh, I kind of got to pee.
Oh, okay. There's only really one bathroom here for guests. If you want to wait.
I'll just go with him.
Ask for a bed.
No.
Who else is around?
There's just a couple of other like patients waiting to be seen. Like literally a couple. Like there's probably like 2 or 3 at most.
There's one guy next to you. They got a horse bite.
Me too. And he pulls up his shoulder. He's got this huge like chomp out of it. And then there's another dude, a couple other away from you, and he's leaning forward, up and down. He's like scratching one of his arms, and he looks over at you, and then he sees you, and for whatever reason he seems to like as if he recognizes you, but not like recognize, like thinks he knows something about you, and he scoots one chair closer, and he rocks a little bit, and he scoots one more chair closer. He says,
Hey man, you got any euphoria by chance?
No, I've been trying to find a connection, but I don't got a dealer.
Oh, you need a dealer? I mean, I knew a guy. He won't sell to me anymore. That's a problem.
Yeah. I mean, I'm always looking, keeping connections, writing things in my black book, if you know what I mean.
Oh yeah. You got to keep those contacts close. Okay. So, look, here's the thing. I'm gonna tell you where he's at, but you gotta give me just a little bit, okay? You gotta make sure you help old Stevie and get his fix. Just a little bit. He doesn't even have to be a full vial, okay? So when you go see him, right? He calls himself the Memory Priest, and you can find him on the corner of 6th and Meridian, over in the Atlantis Heights district. You've been over there in recently?
No.
You know, with the shipyards and stuff. Yeah, you want to go to 6th and Meridian in the Atlantis Heights district. And then you just tell him you're there to remember, and he'll hook you up.
All right. Thanks, friend. And who should I tell him sent me?
Oh, you can. No, don't tell him anyone sent you. You trust me. He wants new customers. He's looking for. He's handing it out. I mean, hold on. I will also say, you know, if he gives you any trouble, okay, you go to Radicus, okay. He's gonna make you do some work, but he'll pay you in euphoria, I heard. He's kind of, I don't know where he's at these days, but, if you just ask around to anybody, if you ask any of the scroungers, they'll tell you where you can find Radicus. They're all working for him these days.
All right. Well, thanks, friend.
Yeah, of course. Just like I said, don't forget about old Stevie. When you get some euphoria, you just bring some to old Stevie.
Don't trust any strange horses now. I think we both learned our lesson.
Yeah, that's right. I see that guy over there, and then you got a horse bite. Man, these horses is going crazy.
And he scooches back over a couple of chairs over.
All right, I get up. I scribble some stuff on the form, like totally illegible.
Okay.
And then I hand the form. And as I hand it to the front desk attendant, I drop it on the ground on her side of the desk.
On his side of the desk?
Is it his side of the desk?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a dude.
Sorry. Oh my gosh! Let me get that. No, that's totally fine. You're dealing with a lot. I totally understand. Let me get that for you.
And as he bends down to pick it up, using my meta magic ability, subtle spell, I cast sleep.
Oh. All right. Well, roll for how many hit points that affects.
Good night.
This is just looking like a normal dude.
He's a normal dude. He's just your everyday average guy.
Isn't sleep a con saving throw?
No, because you're just rolling the hit points, and if you get to or above his hit points, he falls asleep. If you get lower, the only thing that happens is he knows you tried to cast sleep on it.
I got 32.
32? Dude, this guy, he bends over to pick up the clipboard, and then next thing you know, he rolls off the chair and just kind of topples onto the floor in a pile. This dude is out. That's like I think the average person has like 10 hit points.
Well, to be fair, okay, so I guess you have to select a point. I select a point kind of behind him, so he's on the edge of it.
Yeah.
So it doesn't get the other people in
It
the lot.
starts in his butt. And he goes,
His butt goes
he leans
numb.
forward, he goes, my butt is numb.
So he's just like on the floor asleep.
He is out, dude. He is out for like the rest. Like it's going to take a thing to wake him with 30 points of knockout juice.
I let myself past the front desk.
Sure.
And hurried over to the bathroom where Sauce is waiting outside or something.
Yeah, you guys are coming around the corner, and you guys all, the three of you, just to keep things simple, the three of you all walk into the hospital area, like the back area.
The front desk person is asleep. Quick, we need to find a closet and get some clothes or something.
Yeah, while you were behind the front desk, did you happen to find like a directory or a map?
No. I mean, I could go grab. See?
Oh yeah, there's like a.
You didn't grab any keys or anything?
There's like a little booklet at the front desk that's like when you go to the zoo and they have little map things that fold out.
I'll be right back. I run back to the front desk and try to look on his desk and see if there's any like keys or anything. Open his drawer.
Roll an investigation check.
Keto shows up behind him as well.
I'm there with him.
Well, hold on. If all three of you guys are scrounging around behind the desk, that's going to look real suspicious.
I have a 15.
A 15. Okay, that's pretty good.
I do like the idea that while he does all this, Keto comes out of the bathroom and immediately just sees
Keto was
Maki.
never going to the bathroom. He was looking
Right,
for a
right.
storage closet.
Yeah.
He comes out from looking for a storage closet and sees Maki behind the desk, and he's like, "Oh, okay." And he just walks behind the desk.
And excitedly.
I guess they've had some time. Did they find any storage
You
closet?
found a storage closet right next to the bathroom, but when you opened it and you like dug around in there, it's just cleaning supplies for the bathroom.
Oh,
Yeah. It's like there's a few different plungers in there depending on the intensity of the problem. Some scrub brushes, and some various bottles of different magical chemicals for cleaning.
so yes, he will then backtrack and
Right.
kind of make his way back to Maki and the front desk if the coast is clear.
Right. So Maki, you find a list of the different doctors and their specialties, and it has kind of like a basic map outline of the building just in case, for them to like hold up and show like, oh, usually a doctor is going to walk them there, but for whatever reason or weird circumstances, they have the map as backup in case they have to send somebody somewhere. Like if they're visiting, they're not going to send a whole doctor or nurse out to come pick up visitors and be like, let me take you to the room, where they're loved one is sick or whatever the case, right? Anyway, so you find a map, you find the information, and then you do find a set of keys, and they're all just like labeled with like 1A, 4C, they're just like a letter and a number. If you can find the correlating room, then you have a key to potentially open it.
Okay.
Well, I assume that they'll keep the morgue in the basement, so we need to find a stairwell.
Is that what you guys are going for?
Yeah.
Straightforward. Okay. So you guys go back into the doctor's office area, like where all the exam rooms and things are. And yeah, you're able to find the stairwell at the very back.
All the while looking for a storage closet.
Okay. All right. Roll me a perception check.
I want to look for a wheelchair.
14.
14. Okay. Yeah. You find a closet. It is labeled 1D. And you check the keychain, and sure enough, you do have the keys for it. You open it up, and it is like surgical clothing, like the hairnet things, the blue, like, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
The blue,
like
I don't know if there's terminology.
Cloth, face mask,
Right.
handkerchief type thing.
Yes.
So yeah, we find surgical attire. I grabbed 3 pairs.
All right. And you guys all quickly put them on without anybody in the hallway noticing. So you guys are all now dressed in surgical attire. And you make a beeline for the stairwell.
Yes.
All right. And from there, you head down a flight of stairs. You're in the basement section. And you take a peek out, and it seems like it's mostly storage. But the stairs do continue down further.
Anything on the map about how far we need to go for the morgue?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, if you check the map, then it just shows there's another floor.
Oh.
Below this. So you guys go down the next flight of stairs, and things are dark down here. There's one hallway that is lit up with lanterns, but as you walk down this hallway, you look to your right or your left, and occasionally there will be hallways that just go black on either side of you. They're just so dark. There's no light illuminating. And every once in a while, one of these side hallways you walk past, and you'll see a little flicker of light, of like some flame or something like that, and then it just goes out. So then it's just pitch black again. And you go down a little bit further, and all of a sudden on the walls of this one lit hallway that you're following, you see paintings of figures with brightly colored paint on their faces and brightly colored wigs and brightly colored clothing, like some kind of freaky clowns.
Does the fact that Keto as a Kobold has dark vision, does that change the scenery?
A little bit. So you see down those hallways that are pitch black, and at the end of each of these hallways, you see piles of what looks like broken hospital equipment, just kind of in a big old pile.
Sounds like a haunted hospital.
It does kind of sound like a haunted hospital. And as you guys pass by more of these paintings of these creepy clown figures on the walls, all the while, sometimes the torches on these walls that you're following the hallway down will flicker a little bit, kind of losing a little bit of the illumination before restoring itself again. And at the very end of it, you come to 2 double doors with the word above it on a sign that simply reads morgue.
Well, shall we? Let's see who's all in there. I don't know if anyone's in there. We can be...
These double doors don't happen to have windows on them, do they?
No. They just have the words, don't dead, open inside. No, I'm totally...
Is there, like, a light? All right, I'm going to cast Prestidigitation and extinguish the lanterns nearest us.
Okay, well, now it's really dark for those that don't have dark vision.
I say, darkness is my ally. And I opened the door.
Well, the second you open the door, it's kind of lit inside the morgue. So, I mean, I don't know if that changes anything for you.
They're raving.
They don't use flames inside.
Do Kenkus have dark vision?
I don't think so.
No.
How did you get it?
I am a shadow sorcerer, so I have
It's
dark
a
vision.
sorcery.
It's part of that. Inside the morgue, it's lit up, but this time it's not lit up by flames. It's very cold in here, and that's just not how they would do it. Instead, they have these strange sort of bioluminescent lights that keep things illuminated within this room, which is simply separated by a series of sort of little sections that are blocked by these sort of plastic walls. So, like, if you touched them, it would move and stuff. Like, it's not a wall. It's just like a hanging drape, yeah. Or like almost like a shower curtain, yeah. It's like those plastic shower curtains. In each of these little sectionals is a body that's being stored with a sort of thin blanket over top of them. They're obviously pretty, like, pale, maybe even blue in some of the extremities, and they've got a little tag on the toes.
Fantasy morgues are creepy.
I think real morgues are kind of creepy.
It's like a meat locker.
Can we just find the ones that we need and I cast Firebolt into each individual chamber?
I mean, you could try. Yeah.
It's unattended, though? There's no, like...
Oh, no, I wasn't there yet. There are definitely people down here. You can hear voices muffled because they're obviously wearing the mask. And then you hear,
yeah, that's when they found him in the sewer.
And you can obviously see that he's quite bloated. And he smells really bad.
How much of Firebolt do I get? It's just one shot.
Yeah.
How quickly can I cast that?
I think it's instant. Yeah, it's one action. So it's like 6 seconds. Not even. Because technically 6 seconds encompasses your entire turn in a round of combat. So that would include
We're
your...
not in combat, though.
Well, no, I know. I'm just saying it's instantaneous. You shoot the fireball out of your finger or whatever.
All right, so we just need to... There's people in the room.
Yes.
We need to get them out of the room.
Okay.
I try to listen and determine how many people I think I hear.
Yeah, it sounds like there's probably 2 people down here discussing one of the bodies.
So they're in another room, or they're behind like one of the partitions?
Yeah, they're behind one of the partitions, yep. Just like looking at apparently a body that was found in the sewer that's bloated and very smelly.
So over in their direction, I'm going to cast Darkness.
Oh.
Using
Was it the magical darkness?
my special magical darkness, using 2 sorcery
Jeez, that
points.
stuff's a pain.
That is a big pain.
So I'm using it, using a class feature,
Okay.
which allows me to see through it.
Oh, okay, very nice. All right, so you're casting Darkness. Where are you casting it in this room? Because it envelops a pretty decent size space. Is it like 30 or 60 feet radius?
30, I believe.
30 radius, okay. All right, so are you just casting it in that back corner where they're at?
Oh, it's only, 15-foot radius. So
Right.
30 foot.
30-foot diameter, yeah.
Yeah, just over in that area.
Okay.
15 feet out from the alcoves are probably only like 5 feet deep or whatever. So just outside, so
Yeah.
it covers their area, and if they moved out, they would be stumbling around in darkness for like 20 feet.
Yeah, absolutely. No, that makes sense. Okay, perfect. So you cast that over there. Obviously, let's say it takes up about half the entire space of the morgue. So your guys' half is still illuminated, and you guys could look through it. But with your ability, you, Maki, would be able to enter the darkness and still see within it with your special ability. So
Can that
Darkness be moved?
If I cast it on an object, it could be.
okay.
Can you knock them out
Well, they're currently just trapped inside of magical darkness at the moment.
so they can't get out?
They can get out, but they can't see like even which direction is out.
So we got how long would you say we have?
It's hard to say. I mean, they're gonna just be like, oh, you could listen in to like hear where they're at in their process, and then that would kind of give you an idea.
Shoot, if they end up like close to getting out, I'll just do fog cloud and we can get out of there.
Fair enough.
But so we start looking then. And
Yeah, you're looking at the bodies on
do I
your.
need to roll? And how many? We're looking for Pendleton and 3 guards,
Okay.
right?
Yep.
And the slicer.
Nah, maybe. The other one that you have the murder charge for is the driver.
So we're looking for 5 people,
Right.
and we're just gonna firebolt them,
If that's what you want to do.
or we can cut their head off.
I mean, I'm just going off of what you're saying.
I mean, I do have. How long would it take to?
I feel like a simple sword would do the
Do we
did
have
the
a,
job.
Do we have a sword?
Is there a furnace in here?
yes.
The easy way.
Let's cut the heads off and throw them in the furnace. Or the whole body.
Just make them disappear.
If I did play the mortuary assistant, and I do know that it is a bit of a process to burn the body. Like, it's not like you just throw it in, you're like, boom, it's gone. Like, it has to burn for a while, and then also the fact of like getting it. I mean, it's a whole body you got to drag over
All
there.
right, let's cut the jaws off.
All right. So, which bodies are you got? I mean, let's say there's 5 bodies on this half, 5 bodies on the other half. So you got a total of 10 bodies.
Of course there is.
You're looking for 5. That's half the room.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, just take every jaw.
Just take every jaw from the
It can't be
entire
that
morgue.
hard. You just take
well,
your
they have a
broadsword.
toe.
You just go.
It'll be marked on our toe. Like it'll be easy to.
In theory.
In theory,
It would be very easy.
Okay, so what is your way to do it? Because you can speed things along, or you can.
We'll do 3 at a time. We all know who we're
Okay,
looking
so you're
for.
just gonna run. Well,
We'll
that's
do
what I'm
3
saying. Are you...
and then 2.
Okay, so you're just gonna cut off every jaw in this.
No. We'll pull them out because you just pull it out and they'll say right on their toe who it is.
I don't think we care who it is because if we just kill them all, or not kill them all,
But that's gonna take more time.
it's going to take plenty of time to look, identify, and then make the conscious decision versus you just chop it up and then you have total anonymity. Like, they don't know that
All
it
right.
is potentially related to this crime spree.
Maki's gonna cast Mage Hand and move like the desk chair over in front of the alcove. So if they
So if they come out, they'll trip over.
yeah.
Okay, I like that. That's
that's actually a good point, Keto. We don't necessarily want to draw suspicion that
To single out this group of victims.
Okay. So, what I want you guys to do is, so you each run to a body. What are you using? Actually, it doesn't really matter what you're using. You can tell me that when you do it. Do just an attack roll.
Nat 1.
Oof.
Well, one weapon broke.
the body awoke and bit your fingers off.
23.
23. Holy crap. Okay.
8.
Technically, shouldn't these rolls be an advantage because they're prone?
Technically, yes. I was just gonna. Okay. Yeah.
17.
All right. 17. All right. Hey, what weapon are you using?
I don't have a cut up weapon.
You don't have any kind of weapons?
Oh wait, no, I have knives.
Yeah. Okay. So what are they? Plus what?
I don't have the.
Oh wait,
stats
are they
for
in
'em.
your inventory?
Yeah, they're in my inventory.
So those are just like literal like knives, like for cooking and.
I have a staff.
Just in there, just whacking. Just grab a blade from the.
Yeah, I just grab a scalpel.
Okay, you grab a scalpel. All right, so I give you.
I mean, they probably have like a bone saw.
Yeah, let's say it's your, but you're not proficient with it, so you don't get.
I'm not proficient with a knife.
With a scalpel.
It's a sharp knife.
I understand, but that's like that's the whole point of like having proficiency in weapons. Whatever the case, it's a 17. That's still enough to hit, but it's only a 1d4 damage. That's the problem. So
How much damage does it take to pull out?
I'd say more than one. That's for sure.
How much damage does it take to cut a head off?
Do the 4. It's got to cut the
4.
head. Oh, all right, fine. It's just the jaw. You guys keep saying cut the head off.
Okay, that's
if
what
you
I'm
say
saying.
cut the head off and
I
you
mean
leave
jaw.
the heads here, I'm going to have heads show up to the court. And I'm saying this because I'm so annoyed with hearing, let's cut the head off. We have gone through this 100 times.
I know.
If the mouth
lips,
is
the
not
lips, I know.
destroyed.
That's not what you know what I meant.
Okay. For the listeners at
That
home
would be hilarious.
who
if
are
you just
so
let us do-
confused, I would get a big kick out of that. Like, just like
They just bring the head.
the lawyer comes in, he's like, I just want to apologize for their appearance, but it is necessary for this trial. Plops her head down.
He just brings them all like those shrunken heads on a big old stick.
Yeah, let me know. I'll tell you what happened. I'll tell you exactly what happened.
I saw everything.
I saw everything. Harry Potter, he got in the double-decker bus. And I said, let's go.
Okay, so you chop, Lil Sauce, you successfully cut off a jaw. Keto, you rolled like a 20-something, rolled the damage for your glaive, which is like a 10-foot reach, so it's almost really complicated. As he's
the
just
head
like,
did come off.
I imagine it is comical to watch.
If they had him stand there with a glaive, just with wearing like black cloak, looking really intimidating, they'd think, oh my gosh, it's the Grim Reaper here to collect
12.
Well, okay. Well, if I gave it on a 4, I'm going to give it on a 12. You definitely chopped this lower jaw completely off. Really clean, too. Like, it's almost impressive how cleanly that you managed to do it, especially with a glaive. And then, Dave, what did Maki get?
I rolled a 16.
16, that
It
works.
was damage.
Plenty.
5.
That's enough. All right. So you guys get your first set of jaws. What are you doing with them, by the way?
Well, I was gonna cut the whole head off.
Oh, my gosh. All right. We got the guy cutting the whole head off.
Well, they just cut the jaw, because if you cut the head and they somehow get the head, we're still in trouble.
I mean, unless you got a plan for the head.
I mean, you could just toss the heads into the furnace,
That's,
right?
that's what Maki was
That's what
gonna do.
Maki- Okay,
So
Maki's
they
cutting it
chopped
off.
off Jaws, and they look over at Maki, and he's
He's got
holding
a
a
whole-
head.
And he's just moving the mouth like, you guys, I got chopped.
Hey, can I just go up to it and rip the jaw off?
I mean, you do a unarmed strike. So just roll the d20 again.
9.
Add your strength.
6.
6. You walk up to grab the jaw, and you reach your hand inside its mouth, and you go to grab, and you touch the tongue, and you go, "Ugh," and you get really grossed out.
As long as we get rid of the jaw or it burns, we're good.
All right, so you guys got the first 3.
Does he throw it in the fire then?
No.
Not yet. You hear the chair move over at the other end of the room.
I'm gonna push these bodies back in.
Yep. And there's 2 left. Are you guys gonna go deal with those?
I get I don't know how quickly can we do this other? We do those pretty quick.
Yeah, you do those pretty quick.
You just hear they're bouncing
Are
into
you
the
running
table.
to the other 2 bodies? Is what I'm asking.
Yeah, let's just do the other two.
Who's doing the 2 bodies?
Keto will do the other.
I think that's a good plan. Keto's ridiculously capable head.
Technically, can't Maki see them?
You see one of them has reached the chair and he bumped it a little bit and he goes,
Oh, I found a chair. Are you able to get those lights back on? I can't see a dang thing.
And then Maki's gonna use mimicry and say, why do I have to turn the lights on? Why can't you do it?
Well, I just figured you're closer to the lights.
I think this body just touched me.
Well, you think it's coming back? Well, you better get the spray out. Well, I can't see anything in here to find the spray. How am I gonna get the spray if I can't see it?
What'd you get?
23.
Roll that damage. I don't know why I'm even making you
I'm just
roll the
pulling
damage.
him out and he's chopping. I'm
Yeah,
pulling
yeah.
it out and he's chopping.
Consistent, another 13.
I mean, I don't know why you're complaining. You chop the
No,
jaw right off.
consistent, yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
Maki was to cast Mage Hand on the body that's in there with him.
Do they take one out? Do they take one out and bash its brains in and take one out?
Not yet. Yeah, maybe they start doing that. You just hear them rushing around there. They're a little bit distracted. They'll roll the next one with disadvantage there. That's still pretty good, but I mean, yeah, they're the chair is out of the way. I think when he bumped it, it kind of just slid across the floor. But now they're both distracted, so that was pretty good. Okay, run up to the next body.
Next body.
Lil Sauce pulls it out for you. You go and surgically remove things.
14.
Okay, that works.
11.
Okay, yep, that works. All right, you cut off the 5th jaw, so you guys have the 5th. Oh, you got 1 head and 4 jaws.
That one head's really making me nervous.
Maki casts Chill Touch, which creates like a skeletal hand, and he starts choking one.
The gal is like freaking out. She's like, "Oh my gosh, I'm being touched!" And then he's like, "Something's going." And you just hear
I guess
one
that is
person.
an attack, I guess.
It is technically
It's
an
not
attack.
lethal. But...
Okay, not
well,
lethal,
that's
yeah.
what I'm gonna do with it.
Yeah,
Oh,
no.
oh no! I rolled a nat 1.
Okay, it's choking the guy, and then it's
I think he just feels a hand on his face.
Yeah, it's a
hand-
ghostly
It's
skeletal
a gentle caress.
yeah. I was gonna say it's a gentle caress, and he goes,
Hey, it's
You
coming
know
for
what?
me.
It may not have landed the attack, but it definitely did what it was.
Dude, it's a distraction, but it is not an attack. Which, ironically, yeah, it was never
It's
meant.
exactly what he was going for.
It's just a gentle caress against his cheek.
Maki casts Minor Illusion and makes like a zombie noise.
The other baddies are rising. We need to find the spray.
All right, what are you guys doing at this point? You've got 4 jaws and a head.
There's still more that are visible in that
No,
in the darkness.
The rest are in the
rest
darkness.
are in the darkness.
There is a small chance that all 5 of those were the ones we were looking for, but I am assuming that he's not going to make it that easy. Can you end it at any time?
Yeah.
All right, what if I do fog cloud on the left, the side we were just in,
Okay.
and he pushes the 2 because he can see, so he just pushes them in the fog cloud, and we just go straight into the darkness, but the darkness would disappear. So I cast it. He can see still. Him and I just walk towards the darkness, stand in the corner of the darkness. He can pull it, be like, they're right here, stand in this corner.
You don't have to convince me.
Right, I'm
if you
saying,
get
all right,
them
let's-
on board.
Can't he just push the bodies out towards us and we can dispose of them since he can see?
But you guys can't.
The 2 people are.
So we can like move the dead bodies. Because they're probably on like little gurneys, is what I'm assuming.
Oh. Well, he was just pulling them out of the.
I just pull them out, you chop, push.
So you could pull it out and bring a gurney underneath, which, if there's one thing I learned from Mortuary's Assistant, is a process.
So then maybe he does it within the darkness.
So you pull the body out from the storage, you bring the gurney up, you set the gurney underneath, and then you like basically would pull something on the storage spot, which would drop the body onto the gurney or
Like
rolls
a
them onto the
trap
gurney
door?
or something. I don't know. And then from there you can move it. But
Let's just cast the fog. We'll go over and he can push them into the other side, and then we'll just do our business, and then we can just walk right by him. Or you can like knock him over or something. Technically, you could like hurt him, push him over, and hurt him.
Could just knock them out and then...
That's what I'm saying. Just go into the darkness and knock him out.
Because there's how many bodies over?
there's 5 on the other side. So you guys got 5.
Is the fire on the other side too?
What fire?
That he's got to throw the head into?
Oh, no, I'm going to say it's on your guys' side.
Okay. Do you want to toss the head in quick?
Time I'll
Toss
start
the head in quick?
starting the fire.
I tossed the head to one of you guys.
All right, here. I hand it to you. I go, here, just chop the head. Just chop it off. Just chop it off while he's doing that thing. That head's scaring me.
For sure, he will dismantle the head.
Man, I'm going to just say you smashed the head.
Yep.
To some extent, yeah. And pretty brutally.
And in the meantime, he's going to start the fire.
All right. What's next?
I go into the darkness and I grab the body on one side, on the right side,
Okay.
and I try to drag it off of the thing and drag it over to you guys.
You're like, I'm not even gonna bother with a gurney. I'm just gonna drop it onto the floor. Do a strength check for me.
19.
Oh wow. Okay, yeah. So you like cradle the body and bring it over to the other side and then flop it down on the gurney is on your side, you just didn't use it, so you just set it on the gurney and then you guys have another body there. Oh yeah. At this point, I don't even know why I have Keto roll. Like, you succeed, Keto. You cut the jaw off of it. There you go. All right, so there's another one down.
Is there any empty spaces over on the left side?
No.
So we're just gonna leave these bodies on the floor.
Well, it's on the gurney. This one is. The other ones you put back into their little storage spaces. This one's just on the gurney.
You could probably feign it as those two morticians kind of freaking out and then knocking everything over.
Every time they get closer to finding the exit, he just pulls them back in.
Oh, one of them pops out.
Fog clone.
Okay. All around you.
Yes. Now
Okay.
him and I can't see.
That none of you three can. In the fog, not in the
None
fog
of you
cloud.
can. Non-fog.
What about just on our side of the room? That was all I'm casting it on is our side of the room.
Yeah. But he can't see in the fog. The fog is all around you. He can't see in the fog. He can see in his darkness.
Yes,
but his darkness
that's what I'm
is
saying.
on the other side
That's
of the fog.
fine, as long as he can see in his darkness.
He has to find his darkness.
He's in his darkness.
No, he brought the body to you guys.
Okay, but he
and
would
then
know
you
which
cast-
way to walk, though.
Hopefully.
Yeah, I walk towards the darkness.
All right. You walked towards where you remember the darkness being. Okay. Oh, and then the guy that the gal that just ran in, and then all of a sudden the cloud goes poof. She goes, "Oh no! I think the sewer zombie exploded. It's got a big cloud of stinky gas everywhere." I mean, I guess this technically isn't stinking gas, which is a spell. But I digress.
I can't sleep.
On her, okay.
Well, it just does a range.
Oh, so it's just however many hit points, and then it could hit both of them.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Does it in the weakest one first.
Okay.
How close is Keto to Maki?
Probably within 10 feet.
Those are some low rolls this time. 20.
Oh, that's just enough to get both of them. I was going to say, I think the average person has 10 HP.
Can I drop my fog cloud then, or does it dissipate on its own?
Yes, I believe you can choose.
So they're both asleep. I release darkness.
I really get the fog.
All right.
I say double time.
They are both asleep. They're both laying there on the floor.
I pull out two, and I pull out the bottom two, and then I just have...
You guys have time to go through the rest of the bodies.
we
that are in
don't.
this room.
We have time, but we never, ever actually truly have enough time. So let's
okay.
hit
Chop. So
So I mean, you guys have
1, 2, 3, 4, and then we push. And I would like to go try and get the other body and put him back on there and push him back in.
Okay. Yep. You put everything back to the way it was. You get the jaws. Now what?
We have the jaw. We're just gonna go and put him in the fire,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna cast Firebolt
Okay.
just to get it kind of stoked
Add
up.
some strength to the fire. Okay.
And I mean, it does. We should be fine anyway. It's not like they can really attach them, but if we can get rid of the evidence or whatever.
Okay.
I know the teeth would probably still be whatever, and then hopefully it'll be in there long enough to everything's dust, and we just need to leave.
Go to the desk and I scoop up a bunch of papers and I throw them in the furnace too.
That's right. Can hurt to destroy the evidence.
And then I want to the scalpel I used. I'm gonna go put it in the doctor's hand.
There we go.
Quick, guys, switch the toe tags.
Good
Just in case.
All right, so I go over. I open 2, 2, and 1, and I just take this one, switch.
Right.
This one, switch. It wouldn't take.
You're
more
like
than,
the Grinch throwing letters
Yeah,
in people's mailboxes.
It wouldn't take more than like a minute.
Yeah. No, you start.
I do
you
this
switch,
side, and
you
someone else
mix
do
up
this
all. Man, dang! You guys shouldn't have cut the jaws off. You guys should have just switched the toe tags. You know how funny that would be? They like bring some dude into the courtroom and they cast Speak with the Dead, and they're like, "What do you know about the murder?" And he's like, "Huh? Arg, I'm just a friendly pirate that died." Oh no, they bring the sewage zombie guy, and he's like, "I don't know, I got killed and thrown in the sewer." And they're like, "Wait a minute, what is this? This is a whole new element."
Was it this? Was it these guys?
No, I've never seen them guys in my life.
He explodes.
He just pops. Ugh. Well, all right. So you switch the toe tags.
Get
you
out
put
of
the-
here.
Yep. Okay. All right. Sounds good. You guys run back through the hallway.
Is there an exit that we can get out the back or something?
Well, it's in a basement, and then the basement
obviously-
below the
yeah,
basement.
but nobody's gonna know anything's going on if we just go up and we just leave out the back door.
Yeah. To be fair, I said there was a lot of commotion, and then I thought about it. And I'm like, they're under the basement. Like, I don't think anyone knows what goes on down here. Like, if it weren't for that undead spray they kept talking about, like, I don't know, this would be like a high-risk
I was curious what the undead spray did.
We should have grabbed the undead spray.
It's
too
just
late.
it's just holy water.
Yeah, it's just
Probably.
Probably. All right, sounds good. You guys rush upstairs and
Go out the back door. And I don't want to go out the same front door.
Yeah. There's a
out the back door.
like a fire exit or something like that. And with that, you guys have dealt with the bodies. I apologize to you guys. I know you guys didn't get to jump in on your stuff, but we will come back to what Dez and Rorick are up to next time.
Thank you so much for listening to Criminals of Isla Numus, a Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition actual play podcast set in a homebrew world created by me, Skylar Gorsuch. If you've been enjoying our show so far, be sure to like, follow, and subscribe wherever it is that you're streaming from, whether that be Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, or anywhere else that podcasts can be streamed. Or just check us out on our website, sessionzeroheroes.com. Additionally, if you enjoy Coin, you might enjoy some of Session Zero Heroes' other shows, such as our Benders and Brews and Avatar Legends Actual Play, where we jump into the world of Avatar The Last Airbender and Legend of Korra using the Avatar Legends system created by Magpie Games. Or one of our various one-shots, which we are currently coming out with, where we use a variety of games and TTRPG systems to tell a variety of fun, exciting, emotional, and hilarious stories within our group. We have all sorts of other content that we highly recommend checking out within the SZH channel, and more to come in the future. To find out more about what we do at Session Zero Heroes, and to keep up with a lot of the other content we produce and be made aware of future projects, shows, and content, be sure to follow us on social media on Facebook, X, Instagram, and Discord. These are all great ways to get in contact with our team, as well as to keep up to date with everything that we're creating and working on. We'd love to see you there. In the meantime, thank you so much for listening, and don't forget to stay curious, stay heroic, until we roll again.